for you this morning. Jenna?
Thanks, Christina. Tropical Storm Colin is expected to produce 3 to 6 inches of rain across Florida, Georgia, and coastal areas of the Carolinas today. Right now, the storm is taking aim at Big Bend, the area of Florida's Gulf Coast, and it's already causing problems in the Tampa area after making landfall yesterday. Thousands are without power and much of the state under a state of emergency. 6,000 troops from the Florida National Guard are on standby and will help with emergency assistance and cleanup once the storm moves out.
I haven't seen it like this in 10 years. It's pretty high. And this isn't even a hurricane. It's just going to be nuts when we will get a storm.
Colin marks the earliest that 3 tropical storms have formed in the Atlantic Basin in 129 years. Christina is tracking Colin. That's coming up at 5:50. The search continues this morning for a man who went missing canoeing along the James River. Conservation officers say 2 men were canoeing near Balcony Falls in Bedford County Sunday afternoon when their boat capsized. One was wearing a life jacket and made it to shore. The other was not wearing one.
One of the individuals was able to stay with the boat and make it to shore. He last saw the other individual near the Amherst shoreline. However, he looked back and didn't see him again.
Crews have been searching along the shoreline and in the water since Sunday, but recent rains have made things more difficult. Bodies of a North Carolina firefighter and missing swimmer have been found in Lake Norman. 28-year-old Bradley Long has been identified as the diver. Long and 2 other divers were searching for the missing swimmer. 2 of the divers surfaced and were taken to the hospital. The team was searching for a 29-year-old man who jumped off a boat Sunday. A death investigation is underway in Roanoke County this morning. Police say officers were conducting a security check at Vineyard Park off Berkeley Road in Vinton when they found 2 vehicles in the area. Police say they heard 1 gunshot, but it did not come from the officer. No other details have been released. Stay with us on air and online at WSLS.com for updates. Efforts to fight crime in Danville are making progress. Members of the medical field, police department, churches, and the community spoke about the progress seen since Imagine Danville started. The crime prevention effort kicked off in February following a series of violent crimes. The police chief says meetings, walks, and community involvement led to a drop in criminal activity.
And we had a 2-week time frame where we had virtually no crime, which was unheard of and unusual. So I think that's one visible example of what we can have and what community involvement can do.
There have been more than a dozen walks in the community so far, and local leaders in Danville say they're encouraging more communities to get involved and take steps to prevent crime. Today, the Virginia Tech Police Department picks up where the Radford officers left off, carrying a torch across Virginia ahead of this weekend's Special Olympic Games in Richmond. In all, officers will carry the flame of hope more than 1,900 miles across the Commonwealth. Runners with the Virginia Tech Police Department are up bright and early this morning, along with WSLS 10's Aaron Brookshire. And Aaron, are they ready for their leg of the run today?
Good, Shire, WSLS 10.
Thanks, Aaron. Some impressive totals there that they're raising for Special Olympics. Well, new this morning, the number of people confirmed to have the mosquito-borne virus Zika is on the rise here in the Commonwealth. The Virginia Department of Health reports 20 cases. That's 2 more reports within a week. Most cases are still in the northern part of Virginia. Only 2 are here in Southwest Virginia. Virginia health officials are using federal money left over from Ebola prevention and using it to fight the mosquito-borne virus. About 10,000 Zika prevention kits have been sent to health departments across the state. Many kids and teens exposed to loud music show signs of early and permanent hearing damage. Canadian researchers found 1/4 of 11 to 17-year-olds with risky listening habits had a persistent ringing in their ears. That's more common among older adults. Now, these teens could still hear as well as their peers, but were likely to be sensitive to loud noises. That's a sign of hidden damage to the nerves, which can lead to hearing impairment later in life. The majority of food and beverages promoted by music celebrities have little nutritional value. A new study assessed products endorsed by 65 entertainers, many of who were popular with teens. Researchers found 81% of the items were unhealthy, like sugar-sweetened beverages and other high-calorie snacks. The healthiest product endorsed, pistachios, but no celebrities promoted fruits, vegetables, or whole grains. If you like chocolate ice cream, you have even more reason to celebrate today. Today is National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. It's an unofficial holiday, of course, celebrating one of the most popular ice cream flavors of all time. Of the flavors of ice cream available, chocolate ice cream has been known to be the second most common flavor in the U.S., second only to vanilla. Sounds nice on a hot day. Well, surprisingly, brain freeze is not a rite of passage in childhood. While most people know what it's like when cold foods feel like they're stabbing your brain, 2 out of 10 people never experience it. Haley Hernandez spoke with a neurologist about what causes the cold food backlash and the surprising health problem they're linked to.
Feels like a brain.
Sunday mornings on WSLS 10.
5:46, the race for the Oval Office continues in the day ahead. The Associated Press says Hillary Clinton has the number of delegates required to clinch the Democratic nomination. But voters still go to the polls today in a flurry of primary contests, and Democrat Bernie Sanders isn't ready to give up. WSLS 10's chief national correspondent Jim Osment explains.
Good morning.
Is National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. It's an unofficial holiday, of course, celebrating one of the most popular ice cream flavors of all time. Of all of the ice cream flavors available, and there are a ton, chocolate ice cream has been known to be the second most common flavor in the country, second only to vanilla.
Chocolate.
And surprisingly, brain freeze is not a rite of passage in childhood. While most people know what it's like when that cold food gives you that really awful feeling in your head, 2 out of 10 people never experience it. Haley Hernandez spoke with a neurologist about what causes the cold food backlash and the surprising health problem they're linked to. The race for the Oval Office continues in the day ahead. The Associated Press says Hillary Clinton has the number of delegates required to clinch the Democratic nomination. But voters still go to the polls today in a flurry of primary contests. And Democrat Bernie Sanders isn't ready to give up. WSLS 10's chief national correspondent Jim Osment explains.
Good morning. Some of the